Step Talks Education. Let us continue with ionic chemistry and qualitative analysis. So we have seen what we call the ion theory. So let us look at what we call qualitative analysis. So qualitative analysis, in this case, this deals with the determination of the ions present in an unknown substance, and this unknown substance is always an ionic compound using heat and or reagents. So qualitative analysis in this case will deal with finding out or determining the ions present in an unknown substance. That is what we call the ionic the ionic composition. That is the cations and the anions which are present in an unknown substance, which is an ionic compound which is provided using heat and using reagents. Let us look at this well. We have seen that the ion theory tells us that an ionic compound consists of what we call ions, and these ions are the positive ions called cations and the negative ions called anions. So if you have been given a substance which is called an unknown substance to you, you don't know what that substance is, then you will be looking for the ions present in such a substance in a practical session or experimentally, and mainly we shall use heat. That is, you will heat the substance and you'll be able to make your observations. You see what is produced or what is observed as a result of the process of heating, and then you will also be looking at the use of reagents to determine those ions. So in qualitative analysis, as we look for the unknown ions in the unknown substances here, we shall be using either heat, or we use what? Reagents, or we use both of them in this case to determine the ions present in the substance which has been provided for testing, and we use heat and reagents. So in this case, we need to look at the ions that we determined at this level. So let us look at ions determined in this case at ordinary level. Which ions do we deal with in this case? So we are firstly going to look at the cations. The cations that we deal with at ordinary level, that is the positive ions that could be present in the ionic compound. So any one of these, you may be able to find them. The first one is the calcium ion with a formula of capital C, small a, 2 plus. Look at how to write the formula of the ion very well. Firstly, the chemical symbol of the element should be very correct. The capital letter should be distinct, and the small letter should also be distinct. And the number of positive charges, well written, should also be there. So we have the calcium ion. We have got magnesium ion with the formula of capital M, small g, and 2 positive charges. Please mark you well. You need to write these ones here very well, because any slight mistake becomes a very big mistake. We have the magnesium ion. We have the zinc ion. And this is not zinc 2 ion, please. It is zinc ion. Don't say zinc 2 ion. So we have zinc ion, capital Z, small n, with 2 positive charges here. Zinc ion. We have got aluminium ion, that is capital A, small l, with 3 positive charges. Mark you here, 3 positive charges, and you try to see the small letter the small l in this case, do not make this part here be straight and flat down here. It becomes capital L. And do not in any way try to join the letters, in this case that stands for the chemical symbol of that element. So they should be really separate but very close. And the shapes of the capital and small letters, even their sizes, should be very correct. Aluminium ion. Then we have lead 2 ion. That is capital P, small b, 2 plus, that's lead 2 ion. Then we have ammonium ion. That's capital N, capital A, 4 plus. Then we have copper 2 ion. That is capital C, small u 2 plus. We have iron 2 ion, and that is capital F, small e 2 plus. And the last one in this case is iron 3 ion, that is capital F, small e 3 plus. So we have in this case 9 cations that we deal with at this level. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for the sake of simplifying our work, let us be able to master all the 9 cations, if possible, even in this very order here, so that our work becomes very simple. Calcium ion, magnesium ion, zinc ion, aluminium ion, lead 2 ion, ammonium ion, copper 2 ion, iron 2 ion, and iron 3 ion. I said there is nothing like zinc 2 ion. It is zinc ion. So these are the cations that we shall be dealing with at this level. Now let us look at the anions that we deal with at this level, that is at ordinary level. The first anion is the sulfate ion. With the formula of capital S, capital O with small 4 down here, and is having 2 negative charges. Look at the formula carefully, and it should be well written that way. If you cannot write it, just simply draw for me these letters here and make them be very correct. sulfate ion. I'm also looking at chloride ion, which is capital C, small l, with one negative charge. That's chloride ion. The next one is the carbonate ion. Carbonate ion, that is capital C, capital O, 3, 2 minus, that is carbonate ion. Then we have got the nitrate ion, that is capital N, capital O, 3 with one negative charge. Don't write 1 minus, just write minus for the negative charge. So these are the 4 anions that we deal with at this level in qualitative analysis. We determine them. That means that I may be given calcium chloride or magnesium sulfate or zinc carbonate or lead 2 nitrate or ammonium sulfate or copper 2 chloride or iron 2 carbonate or iron 3 sulfate. I can be given, say, aluminum chloride. I can be given any compound whereby we have any one of these cations here and any one of these anions here. So I can be given such an ionic compound, or I can even be given a mixture of the ionic compounds. But still, in qualitative analysis, we look for those ions, the cations and the anions present in the substance which has been provided, called an unknown substance, and is mostly an ionic compound. And this ionic compound mostly is, as you can see from here, these are the inorganic salts. Calcium sulfate is an inorganic salt. Any one of these cations mixed with, joined together or bonded to any one of these anions here forms what we call an ionic salt in this case, or an inorganic salt. And they are the ones we deal with in qualitative analysis at ordinary level. So that's what we call qualitative analysis. This is TED Talks education.